Welcome back to the bench and the bleachers. As always, I'm your host, Keanen Tregaskis, joined by my co-host, Alex Tanaka. It is the All-Star break. Today is Tuesday, July 15th. The game will be played in an hour. I think it might already be underway. We'll get into the Homerun Derby in a bit, but beforehand, I think this is the biggest news of the week because it's something that affects the MLB for a while. The Tampa Bay Rays have been sold for $1.7 billion in any potential playoff games this year, and any other years that they aren't at an MLB stadium will be played at Steinbrenner Field. The new owners intend to move the team into the Tampa area, the actual city of Tampa, not St. Petersburg, so you'll have fans going to the games. This is probably the best outcome for baseball.
Yeah, so I think the sale has been expected to be finalized in September.
Yeah.
So towards the end of the year, I believe the number is $1.7 billion. That considering that Stu Sternberg bought the team for $200 million, he's almost 10xing that. So good for him making money, but fuck this guy for not spending any money when he had to.
Also, probably the best time for him to sell the team.
Great time to sell.
Literally,
yep.
he had to put money into it somehow or sell the team.
Yeah, and literally the answer was, hey, find a solution for a new stadium or sell the team. Like do your job as the owner or just sell it to someone else. I'll just sell.
Yeah, now he's got an extra $1.7 billion.
Yeah, and you know what? Good for him.
Yeah.
But it is good that I think it's being sold to a group spearheaded by Patrick Zalupski, who's a developer from Jacksonville. And it is good that they want to keep the team. I don't want to say keep the team in Tampa Bay because they're not in Tampa Bay.
No.
They should be in Tampa Bay because they are the Tampa Bay Rays, not the St. Petersburg Rays. So I think this is good. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the stadium situation. That's the weird one for me right now. But other than that, I think this is good because hopefully you can put some more money into the team, keep a lot of the staff there because talent development, talent identification are two things the Rays are world-class at. So if you can have somebody who's willing to spend money to bring in established veterans on top of this really promising young group, I think they can be a real force. And the AL East is still the toughest division in baseball.
Yeah. I think more news will be coming in September when the sale is finalized, when he can come out and say what his plan is.
Yeah,
that's something.
And I'm sure that we'll hear along the way what Zalupski's plans are before the sale's finalized, what he wants to do. I think they're supposed to play in Tropicana in 2026, but plans beyond that are always liquid and subject to change, right? So
yeah, even plans for 2026 could be changed. Like you're getting new owners, stuff could change right away.
Yeah.
So, moving on, the MLB draft happened Sunday night. It is the MLB draft. This is the only draft in America where you don't really know who's going to be good until a couple years later. Eli Willett's taken first overall. People thought it was either going to be Cade Anderson or Ethan Holiday. Kind of surprised it wasn't either of them, but at the same time, I wasn't because new general manager. Usually they come out, do something bold. This was their bold decision. Anaheim's was to make the wrong decision, as it always is. Selecting.
We can't say it's the wrong decision, though. We can't.
No,
say,
I know.
Said we don't know how good these kids are going to be, and now you're saying they've made the wrong decision. I don't know. I mean, it's so weird because like in basketball, a lot of rookies play right away.
Yeah.
Same, like the NFL is the most of that, where you have rookies who need to make an instant impact. Hockey to an extent as well. I think hockey's the closest to baseball, but baseball.
Hockey is also like you'll get a couple this year, but then a huge wave the following year.
Yeah, exactly. It's always like draft plus 2 or like draft plus 3 where guys start to make an impact. Baseball super similar too, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot of I give it 3 to 5 years is kind of what your benchmark is, right? Because the Jays took like a high school shortstop. We'll see him in 4 or 5 years.
He's 17 too.
Yeah, we'll see him in about half a decade make his debut. Yeah. Not even when he's going to be contributing. It's going to be his debut at that time. So
yeah, that's the thing too with the MLB. You're not coming up and contributing right away.
Unless you're a Paul Skeens and you're generational.
And that's an anomaly.
You spent 4 years in college, right? So
yeah,
it's just so case by case. But for the most part, you're not going to see a lot of these guys for at least half a decade.
I will say, watch for whatever the Angels do because they do like to call people up randomly. So
they're not going to call this guy up now. Like
we said that about like every other Angels draft pick.
We did say that.
And Christian Moore's already in the MLB.
You're making a lot of sense right now. I got to be honest. Yeah, they do that. But it doesn't work. The only guy it's worked for is Zach Neto.
Yeah,
Every other time, it's so obvious these guys cannot catch up to Major League pitching, or they cannot get past Major League bats. Every time.
the guy will play like 2 games in Double A. They'll be like, call him up.
Do you like, even Joe? I mean, Joe Adele's kind of breaking out now, but
He's actually, yeah, having a surprisingly good year.
I still think it's too. It's not too late for him, but it's weird the way that the Angels do things. I just don't get it. I still don't get it.
In other news, the Rafael Devers drama has not ended as the Giants offered Will Clark, their longtime first baseman, to mentor him at the position, but Devers did not show up for 3 straight days. Will Clark publicly called him out for it, said he'd drag him to the field if he had to. Looks like we made fun of the Red Sox for not getting much in return, but it looks like they're escaping some drama.
Well, I've heard Devers also has a disc issue in his back as well. That's not good.
Yeah, but
I've got to be honest. This Will Clark thing doesn't move the needle for me because it's not that hard to play first base.
But it's also not that hard to show up.
We don't know what Devers was going through. This is just
sure. But there wasn't here's the other thing is there wasn't anything like publicly out there when the Giants are calling him out. Will Clark's calling him out. He's not defending himself at the same time.
He doesn't need to. It would be way worse if he came out and defended himself.
Okay.
It would be way worse if he goes, no, actually, you're a franchise icon. He's the bad guy. Like a month.
No, not like that. But like just like being like, hey man, I'm hurt. That kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, Will Clark is in the wrong for saying this publicly.
Sure, 100%. But I'm just saying.
We don't even know this is true. No one's confirmed it. It's just Will Clark saying Devers didn't show up 3 days in a row.
No one's confirmed it. No one's denied it. But
yeah,
it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow when this is the same thing he did in Boston.
I don't think he needs to do this. It's first base. Just literally bring a glove to the ballpark and play for it. Anybody can do it. Legitimately, any player, if you gave them a month, could figure it out. Like Keanen, who has not been able to figure first base out historically? Any names coming to mind for you?
I can't remember his name. Bill Buckner?
No, that's one bad play from the 80s. Did you see what
I know.
How anybody can do it. It's the easiest, it's maybe the easiest position in all of sports. From a defensive perspective, like playing first base is the easiest job in North American sports. By far. You just run to the bag, stick your hand out, and catch the ball. It's that easy. So, I think this has been a whole big deal. I get it, but I don't think he needs to do any of this crap, to be honest.
Okay, that's completely fair.
It's just my opinion.
No, I'm not going to take that away from you.
Yeah, I would hope you're not the thought police taking away my opinion. Thank you, Keanen. What a nice guy this guy is.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That's what we do in this show. Byron Buxton hit for the cycle right before the All-Star break, second of the year. Not for him in the MLB.
Don't care.
Just a fun little story.
Hey, great, great, because I have a couple of those fun little stories sprinkled in too.
Yep.
It's a slow week when like the fourth story is a guy hit for the cycle.
To be fair, we probably could have talked about this a little later.
We could have moved this down because we
didn't move things down.
Byron Buxton, he was in the Homerun Derby. That was nice.
Yeah, you know what is bigger than him hitting for the cycle? The Homerun Derby controversy.
Yeah, there was a little bit of controversy, and I gotta say, rightfully so.
Yeah. Yeah, you cannot tell me that StatCast can predict it down to.
Well, tell the people what happened before we start talking about StatCast. Tell the people.
Sorry. We'll preface Brent Rooker, Cal Raleigh. It's the first round of the Home Run Derby. The new way they do it is just top 4 in home runs advance to the next round. There's no head-to-head first round. They both had 17. Were tied for 4th and 5th. So that was one was in, one was out. Both had 17 home runs. The MLB. Initially, the broadcasters go, oh, if Matt Olson doesn't get more than 17, we will have a swing-off. And then someone probably went into the broadcaster's ear, told them what it actually was, and they said, oh, never mind. Apparently, it's whoever hit the furthest home run. Initially, they said, oh, it's like a good few dozen feet for Cal Raleigh, and then they're like, no, it's a fraction of an inch.
Yeah, if you look at the measure, like Major League Baseball claims that they can measure the distance of a home run to the billionth of an inch, which is bullshit, like complete bullshit. Like if you look at it, there's like 12 decimal points. You cannot it's not that precise. StatCast is amazing and can do many great things. It's a great tool. It cannot do that. You cannot do that. Everybody wanted a swing off. Just give these guys, make it like a shootout. Give them 5 swings, 3 swings. Whoever hits the most, like it's stupid. Everybody it's the biggest layup, easiest thing to do of all time. Send them back out there. Have them both take 5 hacks. See what they can do. Stupid, terrible idea, terrible execution. Super anticlimactic for an event that's supposed to be the apex of any All-Star game, like mini game festivity thing. So, really stupid. Major League Baseball, as per usual, fucking up.
Well, the other thing is, there's been so many times they've gone back and said, "Oh, we adjusted the distance of this home run."
Yeah, like,
it's like so.
Would you be shocked if in like 2 or 3 days they published it and like Brent Rooker was like 3/4 of an inch more than Cal?
Yeah.
It's stupid. It was so dumb. Just send it back out there for the swing off.
It would have been so much better. That's so many clips for them too. Like from a business side, that's what you would want. That's so much more entertaining.
You're making too much sense. You cannot use common sense.
I'm sorry. I'm using too much logic.
No, don't do that. We don't do that at this show. We don't do that at Major League Baseball. None of that. We'll be having none of that, young man.
We will not have any common sense. Other than that, the Homerun Derby was great. O'Neal Cruz was launching the ball. I think he hit one 513 feet. Cal Raleigh ended up winning the Homerun Derby. Junior Caminero was great as well, to some people's surprise. Jazz Chisholm said he didn't want to switch his swing for the Homerun Derby, and then popped up like 10 times in his 40 swings.
I kind of get that, though. A lot of guys' swings have been ruined by the Home Run Derby.
It does, but at the same time, why do you do the Home Run Derby if you aren't going to go out there and try and hit
boost his image? That's what Jazz Chisholm is about. Jazz Chisholm.
That's fair. That is fair. But he got ripped apart online,
and
he didn't boost his image at all.
He didn't. But it was a pretty embarrassing showing.
It was 3 home runs. Like, come on, man.
I'm not unconvinced that like some pitchers couldn't have done better.
Yeah, Michael Lorenzen. Because I think
Lorenzen's a 2A guy. I'm talking like pure pitchers.
Like a pure pitcher.
Paul Skeens probably could have done better.
Oh, 100%. Send 50-year-old Bartolo Colon out there.
Retired Zach Greinke. What's he up to? He could have done better than
Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, those guys could have done way better. Those guys could have done way better than
And Chisholm. They would have tried to hit home runs, too.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're supposed to do in a home run derby, Keanen. That's like a hockey player saying, I don't want to change up my shot for the slap shot contest.
I didn't want to hit it my hardest.
Yeah, it's really stupid. Bunch of morons.
Yeah, there is a salary cap fight all but confirmed for the 2026 offseason when the new CBA, when the agreement is up. Not surprising. Yeah. I think we've talked about this a couple of times.
Yeah, Tony Clark's pretty much all but confirmed that this is going to happen. It's just so sad because it's like inevitable and it's like a year and a half away. But we're gonna have to keep talking about it. But I don't know if this is necessary. Why is this? I don't understand the need for a salary cap or floor. I don't think it's necessary.
The other thing is, if without that, you got to find a way for the cheaper owners to start spending more money.
I don't think we need to. I think they just don't. You know what? I've become totally numb to them just not caring. I don't care.
You don't think that...
Keanen, if the owners don't care, then why should I care about their crappy team? If they don't care to spend money, I'm sorry. As the fans, get them out of there, kick them out. But don't just... Like, why is it a race to the bottom? Why is it a race to the bottom? I don't like it at all.
What if it were the Blue Jays owner not spending any money, though?
Again, there would...
And they're like 9 out of 10 years, they're under 500.
I don't care. The solution isn't a salary cap. That's not the solution to this. Or a floor. A floor, I don't understand the idea of a salary. I don't get the idea of a salary floor. I know it in theory is going to boost money or like boost how much teams are going to spend, which but they're just going to sign way stupider long-term deals to guys that they don't really care that much about. Anybody who thinks the salary floor will make teams competitive doesn't understand how that works. Because, like, let's say there's a $160 million cap floor, and let's say the cap is $300 million. All you're going to do is just force guys to play in places they don't want to go to, and owners to spend money they don't want to spend. Nobody's going to be happy in this arrangement. Nobody's going to like this. I don't think people understand. Like, teams will be in permanent cap hell. in baseball due to how long guys sign contracts for. If you sign one contract, Keanen, you could sink your team for 10, 15 years.
See, I think with like the cap and floor, I don't think you'll be getting those super long-term deals though.
But don't we want guys like don't we want superstars to stay with their teams forever?
We do, but I think owners will push for like deals under 10 years.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not a good thing because then it turns into the NBA where it's a carousel of stars every year, just
I'm not
changing.
saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that's
Oh,
probably
okay.
what would happen.
No, I just think I don't think it's in a bad place right now. I don't think the solution is like let's just cap earnings and cap a floor. I just think it's really stupid and we're just appealing to the worst owners in baseball. Like why are we letting them off the hook?
Yeah, I do think you need to find ways to get owners to start spending more. We saw like John Fisher was forced to spend because of the revenue share, but there
Yeah,
needs to
I
be
think we
like
should be harsher with the luxury tax and revenue share.
yeah, you need, but we've gone too far. Like realistically, there are owners who cannot match a $700 million deal, no matter how much deferred money there is.
They would never be able to sign those guys in the first place. That's my whole point. Is when people say, "Oh, are you expecting the Pirates to be able to, or like the White Sox to be able to sign Ohtani?" That's not fair. They can't sign that contract. He was never going to sign there anyways. He was never going to play for those teams anyways, even if they could afford him. That's which is okay. Not every team should be able to have and afford every player. Like maybe I would say incentivize teams to keep homegrown talent and maybe your solution is guys who you drafted or developed, they become exempt, like their contracts are exempt from luxury tax and revenue sharing agreements. That's another way, but I think just a cap, I think it's a stupid. I'm not a fan of caps really in any sport. I think again it just appeases to the lowest common denominator, but I'd much rather have a floor than a cap, but I think a floor would be really dumb.
Yeah, I'm just at the stage where we need to find any way to get owners to start spending more money because there are teams like the White Sox, Pirates, Marlins. They are actively bad. Like they want to be bad. They don't.
Yeah, but
There is
Keanen,
no. There is
there-
no intention. There's no path for them to be good. There's no care in any sense at all.
yeah, but does a cap and a floor suddenly fix those problems that they don't want to win?
A floor could fix it because it
No,
all
but,
depends
okay,
on.
what happens if there's a floor? Then what? The Marlins just sign a bunch of bad guys to shitty contracts to meet, like to get to the floor, and then they just keep doing what they're doing. Like there's no like the teams that aren't competing who don't care are not going to start caring when there's a cap and a floor. That's my whole thing. Is if they don't care now, they won't care when there's a cap and a floor. It's just going to look like they care more because the record will be better because they're going to be forced to sign veterans who can play. But they organizationally, they're not going to care or be any more competitive.
I think there will be more care because there's still windows where you can re-sign your good players for cheaper contracts than if they hit
Nothing's
the
stopping them
open
from doing
market.
that now, though. Nothing is stopping that from happening now.
Yeah, but that's been decades of like these teams not doing it though.
I know a floor will not change that.
But you need to find something to change. Like
No, you don't. You just let it like you don't need to do anything. This is the game's fine. We don't need to do this. These teams that don't care, I don't care about. It's fine. They don't care. Like we shouldn't be like they're just saying we can't do this. We can't do that. I'm sorry. You live in Miami. You have fucked that marketplace up so badly. You have burned your trust with all the fans. That like no, they get no sympathy from me because that could be a legitimate top 5 big market team and how much revenue they bring in. They absolutely could. In Florida, they like same with the Rays as well. They shouldn't have to be getting money from everybody else. They should just have a better product and build a better fan base naturally. They shouldn't get a bunch of money that they're just going to waste on a bunch of stupid crap. Okay, now other teams like your Oakland, Pittsburgh, I understand, but like the White Sox, for example, I'm sorry, Chicago is a fucking baseball city. You should be able to raise a lot of revenue, and you've ruined that. So we shouldn't have to pay for their mistakes. Now, I can understand maybe drawing up a more updated luxury tax agreement to keep pace, a revenue sharing agreement, and maybe a harsher luxury tax. I can understand all of that, but a cap and a floor, I think people just think, okay, like we're going to add in a cap at this rate, a floor at this rate, it's all done. That's not going to change anything.
okay. I mean, I disagree. I think you'll see some changes. I don't think it'll be the perfect situation, but I do think you'll see some changes with some of the more.
What changes will I see? I want to know what changes I'm going to get if I get a cap floor.
I do think that some teams, some owners will start spending money properly. Or
Which teams, though? Which teams are going to start doing this?
Cincinnati, Oakland will, but that's because they have to because they're going into Vegas.
They're going to Vegas. They're going to have enough money.
That's a different situation entirely.
But like, what's Cincinnati going to start doing now?
They've got young players they can re-sign. I think if you...
They can do that now. There's nothing stopping them from signing these guys now, though. There's nothing stopping them from relentlessly working on an extension. There's nothing stopping that.
I don't know. I think you have to try something though. And if this is what they want to try, you have to do it. And then if you want to take it away, you take it away.
Again, my ideas are just better rules. Maybe you have some tax regulations out for things that make teams that exempt from luxury tax agreements for homegrown players. But again, I just don't like the idea of we're gonna limit how long guys can sign for, how much they can sign for. The whole that whole thing to me is just dumb.
Okay.
I just think like I'm like, if you can't afford Ellie De La Cruz, then trade him, and don't complain about losing him. If you can't afford him, again, if you as an organization cannot afford to draft a young guy, develop him, turn him into a superstar, and then extend him, you cannot afford to be in the baseball business. You just shouldn't be owning a baseball team then. You shouldn't own a team. You can sell it. You'll make a ton of money.
Yeah. Okay. Potential MLB players, we're going to move on. Potential for MLB players to play in the 2028 Olympics with an extended All-Star break. If they do this, the MLB will host the All-Star break at Oracle Park, so there isn't super bad travel regulations. So you're not traveling from New York to Los Angeles within a day. Yeah, I think this would be great for the game because this, it's the biggest global event, every 4 years.
Yeah. Let's be honest. The last Olympics fucking sucked for baseball, okay? No one cared.
No.
No one cares unless the best people are competing.
And that's the same thing for hockey, basketball.
Any sport.
Yeah.
Like Olympic soccer, no one cares about.
Yeah. If there is, actual legit leagues with superstar players, and they're not allowed to play in the Olympics, people stop caring.
Yeah, because they know it's not in the spirit of the Olympics where the best truly get to come and compete.
Yeah. It might be, we won, whatever. Aaron Judge wasn't there.
There's an asterisk, though, attached to every win like that, right? So, I think it would be good, especially if we can try and keep baseball in the Olympics, and then you can have this amazing thing where every 2 years you get best on best international baseball. Because you can do every 4 years you have the WBC, then 2 years the Olympics, then 2 years WBC, and you can have this amazing international schedule, which will ultimately really, I think, pay off for baseball internationally.
Yeah, I think that would be ideal. You just got to work towards that.
And you know what? They can make it happen if they really want it.
I think this is the one thing that they would make happen too. With how
you're in fucking Los Angeles. Get everybody out there for that.
Well, beyond that, the whole grow the game market. You got international games every year.
Yeah.
The Olympics is the biggest international event. The World Baseball Classic is the second biggest in terms of the baseball world. You got this opportunity to grow the game in 2028 within the Olympics and immediately use that for the next World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, and just capitalize and build off of your momentum.
Yeah.
And don't keep the WBC in limbo, have a finalized schedule, and then have that in 2030, and that leads you right into Brisbane in 2032, and you keep baseball in the Olympics there, because if you have your stars, ratings will be there, which means that money is going to be there, because the Olympics is about money and sponsors. So if you can get your stars to the Olympics, they will find a way to get good baseball in Australia.
Also, Australia is not the worst baseball market, too.
You would think it is, but it's
MLB
not.
players.
They have developed, Peter Moylan was an Aussie. They have talent down there.
They just had the first overall pick. There's an Australian league. Their team is always in the World Baseball Classic. They always do decent.
Australia always punches above their weight, though. They always punch above their weight in sports.
Yeah, there's a bit of a market there.
They're surprisingly good at basketball, those guys.
They're just surprisingly good.
They're really good at MMA. Yeah, they do.
No one thinks about them in the sporting world, and they go, they won.
Oh, they're solid. They definitely,
solid,
in terms of their population, they can make things happen.
Yeah. Terry Francona has hit 2,000 wins as a manager, joining 12 others. This is great for him. I don't think he was really caring about this milestone because the Reds are kind of just fizzling right now.
Not fizzling.
They're hovering 500.
They
Fizzling
are.
is not the
They're
right word.
above 500 now.
Yeah, but it's always 2 up, 2 down with them.
I know. I'm just coping, okay?
I am saying that Francona is the type of manager to go, hey, there's bigger problems than than me hitting 2,000.
He's not going to care. He's not going to be throwing himself a parade. So.
He might in October go, season's over, 2,000 wins, that's pretty cool. But until then, he's got his priorities straight.
I think a win for him would be playing baseball in October. Because if he put the Reds to October,
playing a playoff game in Cincinnati. He doesn't want to just play in October.
That would be a great accomplishment for him.
That's probably his goal. When was the last time since he hosted a playoff game? 2014, 2013?
Yeah, I think like the Phillips Votto years.
Yeah, because I think they won the division once back then.
Yeah,
Maybe?
that was when it was them and the Pirates going at it every year.
Yeah, those were weird.
Dave Bruce was around.
Yeah.
Johnny Cueto was
Phillips.
around. Cozart. Roland at the end of his career was there. Yeah, they had a pretty decent team.
Yeah, Votto had an MVP. Now they're just there. D-backs, another team kind of just sitting under 500. Fire sale is looming. Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Eugenio Suarez, Josh Naylor. Capitalize on what you can with your guys because it's not working. This is the second straight year of them being like one of the best offenses in the league but can't get above 500.
And Keanen, I'll tell you one thing. If I'm the Toronto Blue Jays, I'm calling Arizona right now and saying, we will give you, short of like, you can have one of Namala and Savage if we can get like one of Gallen Kelly and one of Suarez Naylor.
A package, like one pitcher, one hitter from them.
Yeah, that's what. Because so you get one of the starting pitchers and you get one of the power bats.
Yeah,
that fills both of the major needs. You can bolster the bullpen in other ways, but if you can get one of Gallen or Kelly and one of Suarez and Naylor for. I mean, if you can avoid, you're gonna have to give up one of Trey Savage and Namala, preferably probably Savage. You'd want to give up, but he's getting major league ready quicker. You may just want to move on and capitalize on Namala while his stock is at a high.
I was also gonna say Namala because they just drafted a shortstop for some reason. Obviously, versatile player, but
here's my thing. If you're going to draft a position high, draft a shortstop because you can teach a shortstop to play anywhere else.
Well, that's what I mean when they say versatile. But
a lot of guys get drafted.
have the shortstop depth in the minors.
A lot of guys get drafted as a shortstop and come up as a shortstop and move to every other position, right? So
that is very true. I would personally like to keep Savage because pitching injuries can happen just like that. Whereas any infielder, you can look at them and go, they're going to be more durable throughout their career. You'd love to have the pitching depth. You'd love to have any starting pitcher that you can, especially from within.
I'm just so hesitant on the Jays' development of starting pitchers because they ruined they ruined Nate Pearson. The injuries didn't help. They've ruined Ricky Tiedemann. Injuries haven't helped there as well. But if you look at the rotation, it's not a lot of guys developed from the Jays.
That's also true. That is also very true.
Like Barrios, outsider. Bassett, outsider. Scherzer, outsider. Lauer, outsider. All of these guys, the Jays cannot develop starting pitching.
No.
So, please, honestly, just keep drafting these guys high, have them do great in the minors, trade them, and just get major league ready starting pitching elsewhere.
Yeah, no, that's also another great way to look at it. Also, Manoah had his first rehab assignment down in Florida. Didn't go well, but it's also
shocker.
It's like 1 inning, 3 earned runs, but it's also right after Tommy John. So there's two ways you can look at it.
Why are we talking about this guy still?
Because we're talking about Blue Jays pitching. You're talking about developing pitching.
They can't.
And I was like, Manoah just pitched.
Manoah, my advice to him.
He's a bit of a lost cause at this point.
I would say don't throw a baseball until November. Just commit to a strength and conditioning plan. Get either become fatter or get in shape. Either get heavier so you can throw harder, or just get in shape. Because right now, with his body, looks terrible. He looks like Jabba the Hutt still. It's pretty disgusting. But we've seen heavy guys do well. Not in the pitch clock era, obviously, but he just needs to figure his body out because there's still potential there. I hate saying it, but there's still something in there, I think.
We know what he is capable of. It might be
Didn't he start the All-Star game? He was close to, like...
something like that, but for him, it might be a change of scenery, too. Like, send him off to Milwaukee, they'll be like, oh, you should throw a cutter, and then all of a sudden he's a Cy Young candidate.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a pitcher who's come back from injury, the Blue Jays system may be the worst place for you.
Actually, don't go to Tampa, because they'll get you hurt again next year. Go to Milwaukee, honestly. That is a pitcher's heaven.
Even San Francisco might not be a bad place.
Yeah, they're very good at rehabilitating. Robbie Ray's elite again.
Or Seattle.
He went to Seattle and people thought his career was
literally
done.
Anywhere except Toronto, you can go and you're probably going to do pretty well. Well, because Toronto has the same advice to every pitcher who comes in. It's, hey, do you throw a fastball and a slider? You don't, you should. That's it. That's the entire game plan. It's like, oh, you're a starting pitcher. Hey, look, do you throw a fastball? Do you throw a slider? You don't? Hey, go work with Pete Walker for a bit. He's going to have you throw
now
a
you
slider.
do.
Great. Stupid as hell.
And the game plan is throw 4 straight right-handed pitchers throwing the same stuff. And go, watch the bullpen implode.
I know, Keanen, I know. Watch these games and every year.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next story. I don't want to talk about the Jays bullpen
Pittsburgh Pirates, they now have a losing record as a franchise for the first time since 1901. That's a long time as a winning franchise.
Well, they haven't been winners in a quarter century, though.
Well, no, but that's still... Usually when you see it like above 100 years, you're like, oh, they're just going to have it above 500 forever. Bob Nutting had other plans.
Yeah, I mean, a guy died at the game. Oh, no, he did he die?
What?
Do you remember the guy who fell off like the railing?
I don't think he died.
No, okay, well, the guy broke his neck. Barry Bonds left. McCutcheon left. It's been a tough 25 years for the Pirates.
They took there's so much there's so much that they did this year. They took away all the fan-made bricks that the original season ticket owners had. They took down the Roberto Clemente sign in right field, and then were forced to put it back up because of fan backlash. Bob Nutting doesn't care about the Pirates.
Yeah, so why should we be helping him by putting in a salary floor?
I think this might be one of those where the MLB goes, you should sell.
They should just do that to all the owners who don't spend money.
Yes.
This is the easiest solution ever. This is the easiest.
But this one especially, because he's just causing problems off the field too.
I agree, but my thing, going back,
you can make fun of Tampa's owner for not spending money, but he's not actively destroying the fan base by ripping stuff away from them.
Because there is no fan base, Keanen. There's no Rays fans because they live in they're the Tampa Rays. They live in
a different city.
It's dumb as hell. No, look, and my thing is, I think the floor eventually becomes a crutch for owners. They can say, well, I'm still at the salary floor, so I'm still hitting my requirement. No, it's stupid. Get Bob Nutting out of baseball right now.
Yeah.
Like, if you know where that guy lives, show up with pitchforks. They're not happy. Don't actually do that.
Who was it? There was I think it was a former, I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but it was 2 months ago, a former MLB player said, hey, if you miss the playoffs for 8 straight years or 10 straight years, your owner should just be forced to sell.
I don't like that. I think that's dumb.
Okay. I'm just thinking other ways that we can incentivize proper spending. That would be a potential way to do it.
There should be some performance metrics to evaluate. Maybe fan attendance year over year. The big one is attendance. Is if you
here's the thing, Colorado's attendance is good.
That's
their
fine though.
Because it's awful.
Is their ownership that bad, or do they make bad financial decisions?
Dude, they wanted to just throw everything at Ohtani for half a year when they're 20 games under 500.
Yeah, but here's my thing though, Keanen, because if you make things attendance based, then the fans have control. They can just stop going to games, and then you can kick the owner out. You have a choice as a fan to just not give this guy or organization any money, and you can force them to sell their stake. So that's why I think that there need to be control levers for fans. So that's why I don't like performance and playoff stuff, because you can sneak into the wild card and you buy another decade of crap. No, it should be you need to hit a certain attendance target every year for a certain amount of years.
Okay. I think that's a great way to look at it.
It also forces them to have reasonable ticket prices too.
Yeah.
See, I'm fucking solving all the world's problems here. Look at this. God
should just
damn.
apply for the position.
If they're hiring, I can be your Major League Baseball bad owner czar. I can
Well,
figure this
Manfred's
shit out.
done when his contract's up. You can
I'll figure
slide
this
right
shit
in.
out
I
so
think
goddamn fast. I swear to God, I'll have everything fixed by lunch.
you'll fix the game. Yeah. One last story here before we go into the matchups. Just a little fun fact. This is currently the longest an MLB season has gone without a no-hitter since 2006. 2005 is the only year the MLB has not had a no-hitter since 1901. I hope we get one. They're always a great moment. Even if you don't watch the game, you love to see that little camaraderie afterwards, a celebration. They're just fun.
Do you count a combined no hitter as a no hitter?
Yeah. You
I
didn't
think it's
allow a hit.
I don't know. I think it's and look.
That's why it's called a
I
combined
mean this
no-hitter.
in like a non-asshole way. I think combined no hitters are woke. You know what I mean? Like in not not in like oh look at what they're doing to our kids in schools, but like it's stupid. I'm sorry, it's a new thing and I don't like it. So it's
You can put
woke.
an asterisk beside it.
Yeah, it's not a it's dumb. It's like it's just not that it's just dumb. It's just really stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, you can put an asterisk beside it. If it's the only no-hitter in the year, just put an asterisk beside the year.
Just fucking let these pitchers go. Stop pulling them for
Yeah.
6 innings.
But nobody had, like, there's never any Brian Wu had one in the 8th, like, last week. But
He
other
was
than
close,
that,
and his
no
parents
one's
were
been
there, too.
close.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them's gotten to the 9th inning this year.
I think there should be a rule that like if you have a no hitter past the 7th, you can't get taken out until you allow a hit.
It should be an unwritten rule.
Yeah, but Keanen, they got to pull him right at 100 pitches.
The 100-pitch mark. You got to save
should
the arm.
just kill
Can't throw
Dave
one
Roberts.
more.
We should just kill Dave Roberts for the damage he's done to baseball.
All right. You want to do the pitching matchups?
Why would I want to do the pitching? Is it because I finally won a week?
Didn't you win the last one, too?
I did. And hey, 2 is a streak. 2 is a win.
I think that was like, this is like 2 completed matchups in a month, too. We haven't had good luck recently.
Yeah, so, well, I'll just go. I'll run through my stuff. Jesus Luzardo faced off with Justin Verlander last Wednesday. Luzardo went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, no earned runs, struck out 7, only walked 1. Really good outing from him. He's kind of bouncing back from those blow-up starts that he had.
Yeah.
Verlander, still the fucking man. 6 strong innings, 7 hits, but only 2 runs earned. 7 Ks. I think there were like 3 or 4 runs total, but only 2 were earned. 7 Ks, no walks. He's still an elite. He's not elite. He's still a very good starting pitcher.
Yeah. My guys, their lines were decent. It's just not in compared to yours. Like, Zach Littell, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Reese Olson, not the greatest. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned, only 1 strikeout and 2 walks. Not a good outing for him. You got 5 wins now on the year. I've got 4. Is this the first time you've had the lead? I think.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter when you get the lead. Just
That's
don't
true.
lose control of it. You know what I mean? So, but this week I think we're taking a break because of the All-Star break.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't think anyone's announced pitching for the
No.
weekend. Even if they have,
It's gonna change.
they'll change it.
It's
Things
gonna
change.
It's gonna change. Yeah.
We'll wait until next week. We'll get back at it. But until then, we've got, I guess, the All-Star break standings.
Yeah, it is a good time to go through the standings and just kind of quickly see where every team is at the All-Star break. Because, I mean, there have been some major developments in the American League East. So Toronto is still number 1, 55-41, riding their high since, I think, what is it, like end of May? They've been kind of rolling since, or around June. 55-41. Yankees 53-43, faltering, kind of not playing great. Then the Red Sox have won 10 in a row. Okay?
They're back.
They're back. They're 53-45, and they are goddamn close. They're only 3 games back in the division. 1 game back of the Yankees, which, if you said that a month ago, my God, you would have been laughed at. The Rays, 50-47, they've been really bad lately. Like, they needed the All-Star break. They've only won 2 of their last 10 games on a 4-game losing streak. The Orioles, fucking irrelevant, 53-42. So disappointing.
43-52.
43-52. I misspoke. That's my bad.
That would be a crazy turnaround if they were somehow 53-42. after
Okay,
this
yeah,
time.
we get it. Alex misspoke. Cool, man. Great.
Yeah, no, Boston, they've climbed right into that wild card spot. Sedane Rafaela, an amazing month of July for him. I think he's got 4 home runs in his last 7 games. Great plays from the outfield, too, gunning a guy out at third base from center field after botching a diving catch against Tampa on the weekend. look,
Yeah,
the All-Star
and
break
they're one
is
of the most intriguing teams at the deadline as well. Because
yeah.
is Jaren Duran going to get traded? Is Will Abreu going to get traded? I don't know what they're going to be doing there, but they have so much outfield depth. It's so fascinating to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, at the moment, I would say no. With how weak the wild card is and with how hot you are as a team, you don't blow up that chemistry. Although
Do
they
you think
traded
they might
Devers
trade
and
him and
now doing this,
try and get some other help, like
that
some
yeah,
pitching?
you could get some bullpen help, maybe a
Yeah,
pitcher because Bueller is not it. But
yeah.
yeah,
He's not even a major league pitcher anymore. That's the guy
no.
sucks. He's gone.
National
Like
League East. It's a dogfight for the top two spots as well. Philly currently holding it 55 and 41. The New York Mets 55 and 42. They were in a bit of a skid too, although might be climbing out of it. Miami in third place, 44 and 51, and behind them Atlanta somehow 42 and 53 with a positive run differential. That's probably the craziest thing. You can laugh all you want, but I've accepted it. It's a lost season. It's not that funny. Washington 38 and 58. They're done.
I never cry. Uh,
You got something you want to say?
yeah, if I told you at the start of the year you guys would be behind the Marlins in the standings while you have a 57 run differential advantage over them, what would you have said?
I would have assumed the Marlins were doing some 2003 black magic.
Okay, that team was good.
I know, but
that
looking back at the history of the franchise, it's an anomaly. Those
Yeah,
two
it's kind of
years,
weird. It's like if you there's a great I think they're called Secret Base now. They used to
Okay.
be called SB Nation. They did a great deep dive on how they won 2 World Series in 6 years with like two different teams. Yeah, that whole ownership's a disaster, but the Marlins have been really good lately. Like they've had a really good 5 weeks or so.
they have, yes, 100%.
I don't know how
That's
they're
why
doing
in
it,
third
but
place in the
they're
division.
doing the damn thing. They're just
Yeah,
they're good. They're good on the road. They're road dogs.
the road dogs. You hope that they actually build on something, which they won't.
Stupid
No.
comment, Keanen. Stupid comment. Like what are we doing here? That's
All right, let's go to the next division.
Yeah, okay, fine. Keenan's favorite team, secretly, actually not so secretly anymore. The Detroit Tigers, 59 and 38, still the best record in the American League, maybe, I think in all of baseball too, actually. They're absolutely rolling. The Twins, 47 and 49, 12 games back, 11 and a half games back in the division. Royals, 47 and 50, Guardians, 46 and 49, the White Sox, 32 and 65. A division that we thought at the start of the year was going to be stocked with buyers for the deadline is now pretty much all sellers.
Yeah.
None of these teams can afford to buy. They all have to sell.
No.
Minnesota is maybe the second worst at the division, and they're second in the division, and they're still 4 games back of the wild card. They're in too deep, as some 41 would say.
The division is a mess.
You didn't like
And-
you didn't like my reference there.
No, I got it. In too deep.
Good song.
Good song, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But, I mean-
Detroit.
Oh, sorry. Go
What?
ahead. No,
I was
no,
just going to say
I
Detroit
know.
might be the only team in the MLB that can coast, not because of their record, but just because of the division.
Oh yeah, they could legitimately play like 40 win percentage baseball the rest of the way and be fine.
Just rest people, give them an extra day just so
They
their
could shut
arms
down
and
Super
their
Bowl
bats
till
are better.
September if they wanted. They don't need to do shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
they're in the perfect situation.
Yeah,
Buy
but
what
there's
you
a lot-
want. You got nothing, no one behind you, no stress. Some say that's good, some say that's bad. We'll see what it is in October.
Yeah, there's just the only other interesting thing is who's going to get traded in that division.
Yeah.
Like is
Who is it?
Clase on the move? Is Seth Lugo on the move? I don't know. I don't know where these guys are going to go, but it's very interesting. Like even like Johan Duran could get traded too. Like teams who need a bullpen, that'd be the first guy you're calling about, right? So
Yeah.
or
I wouldn't be surprised
Richard
if
Jacks
it's
too, same team. Trade
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just small moves though. It feels like an AL Central thing to do at the deadline. Small moves.
yeah, small tie. Yeah, I
Just
mean,
clean some things up.
what about like circling back? Could the how much of the Braves want to sell at the deadline?
You're selling expiring contracts. Sales should be gone.
What about Ozzy Albies? Because he's expiring in like a year or two.
I don't know who would see. He's been
hasn't
so
played
bad
well.
this year, though.
He's not played well. Like I'm assuming you're also moving Ozuna too. Like Ozuna's
Yes,
gone.
Ozuna and Sale for sure. You can get
Gone.
a good return for those two.
Yeah.
Ozuna from the Braves.
Good, I like that. I still like it. That's such a low hanging fruit, but it just always works, hey?
Yeah. Well, did you see he was wearing an Ozuna from the Braves shirt at one of their games the other day? He was signing autographs wearing a shirt that said Ozuna from the Braves.
It's kind of funny, actually.
It is kind of funny.
Actually, I kind of like he's leaning into it, but whatever.
And
I think any team would be lucky to have Ozuna as their DH.
yeah, especially in a lineup where there's less stress than whatever's going on in Atlanta because no one can hit there.
No one can do shit in Atlanta right now.
No.
Or when one does, the other one, everybody else stops doing well. So it was pretty fun.
Or you get hurt.
Yeah.
NL Central, a very competitive division right now. Chicago, they're not playing bad. Milwaukee's just been on a heater. Chicago is 57-39. Milwaukee's won 7 straight, gotten up to 56-40. They're a game back of the division. St. Louis still above 500, just stumbling around.
How do they do it, Keanen? How do these guys do it?
They're just stumbling around. I don't like. There's no rhyme. There's no rhythm. There's no consistency. I don't even know who their All-Star was. They're just there.
Probably Helsley.
Helsley, yeah, that makes sense. But like, who's good on this team?
I don't understand. Like, they're not really a great pitching team. They're a really good hitting team, which doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I still believe Cincinnati's going to hawk them down. Trust me, they're going to run them down.
They got with Cincinnati. They've got the youth. They've got the coaching staff. They're somehow more marketable right now than St. Louis with the stars that they have. I don't know if we've ever seen that, even when Votto was on Cincinnati, because St. Louis was always good in those days.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, though, 50-47. We keep saying it. They're going to be 500 until mid-July and then either go on a heater or fall apart.
Yeah, post All-Star break. These next 5 weeks are the most important 5 weeks in Cincinnati in a long time for baseball.
Pittsburgh and their negative franchise record are 39-58 on the year. We thought this was a year they would step forward. Bob Nutting said he's going to drive this franchise further into the ground. They're above 500 at home somehow, 26-21.
Oh my God, they're 13-37 on the road. Oh my God,
that's awful. That's on par with Colorado and the White Sox.
That's horrible. That's frankly disgusting. I'm disgusted at that. Bob Nutting, you rotten hell, you son of a bitch. AL West. Astros are 56-40. They've done it again. The Mariners are 51-45 after relinquishing the division. Still holding a wild card spot though. The Rangers 48-49. Angels 47-49. And the A's, sorry, I do this every week, Athletics 41-57. A lot of mediocre baseball being played in the AL West, Keanen. A lot of mediocre ball.
Yeah,
I have no thoughts on this division. It's the same
nothing going on.
There's nothing happening.
All right, should we just go NL West?
Yeah, fuck the AL West.
All right, NL West. Los Angeles. 7-game losing streak. They've won 2 straight now. I think it was their longest since 2017, which is wild for the franchise that they've become recently. 58-39 on the year. San Diego and San Fran not really able to capitalize on that. They're still 5.5 and 6 games back, respectively. San Diego 52-44. The Giants 52-45. Patrick Bailey had an amazing inside the park home run off the wall in Triples Alley. That was pretty cool. I will give them that. Arizona 47-50. It's time to sell. They've got a positive run differential too.
They're gonna sell.
Yeah, they're gonna sell. They should sell. Colorado 22-74.
Not there unless they want to sell like Jake Bird. I don't know who they have to sell.
McMahon.
I mean, we keep saying that though. I've said that for the past half century, half decade.
Do you think he wants to leave at this point? Like, there's been 5 years. He's like, you guys can trade me, and they're like, nah.
I mean, he's like 30. Like he's like, I go at a certain point. Like, I mean, he still gives you elite defense. Like the bat isn't that great, but the defense is still there. Like I mean, Chicago maybe the Cubs could use him.
The bat could always come back a little bit to playing for a winning organization.
And he'll have
more things to care about.
True. Yeah, he probably wants to leave though. Like I think I mean, I don't know how much more team control there is, but he can't be there for much longer.
No, there can't be, and there's no way he's staying.
Yeah.
Do you think?
No, he's not staying. He's
do
not
you think
staying.
anyone takes a feeler on Chris Bryant?
What? Did you
Trade
just
for
ask
Chris
me that?
Bryant?
For Chris Bryant in the no.
Colorado would throw him like a couple million to take him.
I wouldn't touch Chris Bryant's contract with a fucking 100-foot pole.
That's fair.
I don't.
There's just
I don't want my.
there are some dumb trades that happen.
I'll tell you this right now: if an executive makes a trade for Chris Bryant, they should be fired within the hour.
That's fair.
That's
that's
all
fair.
I have to say. That's all I have to say. I don't want to be too rude, but
Nope.
don't touch Chris Bryant.
I agree with you. I was just curious if you
No,
had
no,
any.
I'm glad that we're in agreement about this, Keanen.
Yep.
I'm glad that we're in agreement.
Came to my mind. I was like, ah. Any final thoughts, or should we wrap this up?
Not really. The All-Star game's kind of boring. I'm not going to watch it. That's all I have
I'm
to say.
also not going to watch that. AL will win like they always do, and it
Yeah.
means nothing.
Yeah. But hopefully there's some fun trades next time we get back and talk on the pod.
Yeah, and if not, there will be at some point. There always is in July.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week.